Alright, so... do I have any Colony 4 quests accepted currently? Let's see here. So, does it say, like, where they are? One with an up on design, conditions, complete the... one register, missing squad. Doesn't really say where things are based out of. So... like, some of them I can roughly reason. In contact with Clad Squad. Stuff like this, I genuinely have no idea where it is. Colony 11 training pit, so probably not a Colony 4 thing. I'm just gonna go to Colony 4 and figure it out. See what's there. Let's go to the Colony 4 canteen. Also, thinking about the canteen and cooking. I recently found out that apparently cooking in this game, like, doesn't actually function. At least some of the attributes of it don't. Like, if you cook a meal that is supposed to give you, like, 20% CP up, for example, people have been testing this and apparently finding that, you know, the amount of CP that you gain with and without the meal is the exact same. So apparently meals just don't actually function in this game. And that's a really big issue. Also, Shiny Samurai raiding with a party of 2 with the Spanish Inquisition here. How did the raid just go, Samurai? How is it going today? I appreciate the raid there. What were you just streaming? What was on the agenda tonight? Hellos! How go things? What's up? Something on your mind? What? Sorry? She seems a bit preoccupied. Let's give her some space.
Some new names registered.
Kukucha! Everyone looking deep in doldrums. Please fill up on cuisine of Kukucha and carry on boldly fighting. I won't stand in the way of that. Gotta fill on empty tubs somehow. But yeah, so I don't know if it's just like the CP up stuff or if it's like everything. I've been seeing some posts going around of people mentioning that like cooking in general doesn't really work in this game. So if that's all true, like I haven't tested it yet myself, but if it's true, that's like a serious problem when like one of your main game mechanics doesn't even function. And that's not the kind of thing that I would have expected from Xenoblade Chronicles, you know? Like, I guess there was like a little bit of warning signs, what with, you know, Xenoblade Chronicles 3 being slated to come out in September, and then them pushing it forward to July, with them having seemingly swapped the release dates for Splatoon 3 and Xenoblade Chronicles 3. I guess they really had to delay Splatoon 3, and they were like, we really want to ship out, like, a summer, like a big summer game, so let's change it to Xenoblade Chronicles 3, since Xenoblade 3 was, like, basically done there. But it seems like, some people, including myself, were a little bit worried if that would have some repercussions. And it's seeming like it might have some repercussions if the cooking in this game doesn't actually work, you know, is the thing. But if that's the case, I would have hoped that it would have been fixed by now. But no, I've been seeing recent posts of people saying that, like, apparently it doesn't work, is the thing. Like, recent at the time of, like, streaming this, like, late August. By the time this is, like, published, it'll be, like, November or something. Oh, hopefully it's, like, fixed by then. Or maybe it's fixed by now, even. But apparently there's a problem with, like, cooking in this game not actually working. But yeah, you were playing Pokemon Mystery Hunter Rescue Team DX. Oh, nice! How are you enjoying it? Yeah, the food is false advertising. Have you played the original, by chance? Or are you going, like, right into the remake? Which is a bit of a slowpoke at times, but her cooking ability is first rate among all of Kevis. Still a rank cuisine, I'd say. Yeah, hi. That little Melpon's onto something. Most paltry, nasty ingredients are transformed into incredible dishes. If it wasn't for her manning the kitchen, he'd be passing the days eating nothing but bland rations. Trash.
So that's the state of affairs.
You have more things to say? News has reached us. Apparently, Kevis aren't the only ones with the fake queen. Monica of Agnes is fake too, right? Yeah, we met the real one. Finding out that really made me think, you know? Why is it that we've all been fighting each other for so long? Sorry. Probably a question for the future. Doesn't matter right now. I've already decided what I was fighting for a while back. Colony 4. For you guys. Well, thanks, man. Laszlo's the real MVP. Played the original along with all the other games. Love the PMD series. Nice. Is it a first playthrough of Rescue Team DX? Or have you, played the remake, like, before? Or multiple times before, like me. The backbreaking work taking all these monsters in the sand, isn't it? There are no pushovers either. Wolves as far as the place is crawling with them. Yeah, if these unlock quests in Colony 4, then, like, I'll do them. Because, yeah, apparently, do a bunch of quests around Colony 4 is the way to go to unlock the final party member, in addition to doing that like Writer's Block. Monster now even reaching Baron Noel, apparently. One of our guys got attacked recently, too. Gotta do something in fast. Herding monster. Solon? Are you gonna say something like, so the fell star consumes even the darkness itself? When the flame clock was smashed, our whole world changed, and in a big way. It sounds strange to say, but the fact that we all got to witness this revolution was a great honor, I think, much like the forbidden spell of Zaharas. And by way of returning that honor, I and everyone here at Colony 4 will offer up all our strength in the battle that you face. Couldn't be more reassured. Naturally, we'll do our best to live up to everyone's expectations. Hey. But yeah, let's see here. Tried to play the game before, both times had some things to come up that distract you from playing early in your playthrough. Like, not things that are in-game that, like, dissuade you from playing, but, like, other video games or other life stuff or whatnot. Because apart from some specific things in regards to the rare quality system, apart from that, I really loved Rescue Team DX. Well, apart from that, and the fact that, like, so much of the music stayed way too true to the original rather than being, like, than elevating it to, like, a new level. A lot of it just felt like pretty bland remasters of themes that get, like, really repetitive, like Lapis Cave, for example. Stuff like that could have been, like, majorly improved, but, you know, it's still just the gross kind of thing that it wasn't the original, you know? Life and other games happening, gotcha. So are people still being recycled in this story, or no? Yes, indeed they do. Seeing fewer casualties now than we did at the beginning. Atmosphere in the colony is generally improved, too. Bethel could see how things now. No. Sorry, forget I said that, will you? Yeah, so, like, you mean in terms of, like, people respawning, as was established earlier in the plot? Because if so, yes. People are, like, respawning and constantly fighting over and over again, and we're trying to, like, break the cycle and stuff. Let's see here. Blauran's pretty tough, alright. She holds firm to her fighting spear, even in the face of Origin, and it's so vastly bigger than a Ferronis, too. All I can do is support her so that she doesn't wipe herself out. That's what I've always done. That's what I'll always do.
So that's the state of affairs.
Also, you know, Rescue Team DX, while I don't have, like, a true 100% on it, the only things that I'm missing is, like, I'm like a couple smidges away from the highest rank, and I don't have, like, every single, like, Pokemon recruited. Apart from that, I've basically 100% of the game. I've recruited all the legendaries. I've even gotten the shiny Celebi. I've conquered every dungeon. I've done the thingamabobs, and I have, like, a pretty established save file there. So, if you're playing that game there, Samura, and you ever find yourself, like, needing a rescue from some dungeon, like freaking Purity Forest or something like that, freaking send me a message on Discord and I'll see what I can do. Stage a rescue there. So, just let me know. Meant the organ harvesting after 10 years of service, been out of the loop. It's the whole thing, Bob, where it's like everyone is born from those pods and they have a lifespan of 10 years, and then they, like, if they survive the 10 years and they get, like, sacrificed, like, right in front of the queen, essentially, during the homecoming. That's this super glorified thing. And then, but then it was established that if you die during battle, you basically, like, respawn in those chambers and just, you know, live out your life of service over and over and over again as your life force gets taken, like, over and over again without, like, any memory of the previous times, essentially. So, like, the party here, for example, apparently they've actually fought, like, the big bads before, like, many times, but the big bads have, like, killed them off before many times. And yeah, so here's hoping that this is the successful time, unlike the times before the events of the game where the heroes failed. Like, it seems like it was mostly Noah and Mio attempting each time. Like, the rest of the party were there in, like, some attempts, not all. It seems like it would vary, it would seem. And eventually, one of the main big bads just says to, like, Noah, are you tired of like dying over and over again against me? Do you want to just like hang out as like one of the bad guys with us, and then you can, you know, be with the person that you care about as you both like live out a freaking, you know, existence together as like one of us? Because, you know, you've already tried so many times to beat us, and you know, it's established that you can't really beat us. So why not freaking join us, and then you can enjoy the endless now, as he put it, and you can be with like the person that you care about. And Noah was like, okay. So he so Noah became like a big bad and brought Mio into it. And I don't know exactly how it works, but I guess because they became like big bads like that, the system saw that they like weren't part of it and needed respawning, so the system like respawned them anyway. So there was like 2 Noahs and Mios. So like while we have good guy Noah here who like respawned, there's also bad guy Noah who's console N, who's the one that was like, yeah, screw it, I can't win, I'm joining the bad guys because I want my cat girl. It's all heading towards a very unpleasant outcome. There's nothing else for. I'll just have to accelerate my special research. Because I'll have the tactician squad purloin and Agni and Loveness for me. So yeah, here's that. So there's another Noah up there. And there was another Mio, but there was like a weird thing done where there was like the freaking switcheroo, like some Kingdom Hearts level stuff was done with Mio. So now console N, the bad Noah, he's pretty pissed off because his gal's not around anymore, while like this Mio still is. So he's not super happy. I imagine the next time that we see him in this story, he's probably gonna be pretty pissed off. If you're gonna go into the Cadencia region where the Great Sword is, and I advise you go direct through Nihil Valley. But beware, if you take a right turn, you'll find yourself in Calling Iota's domain. So yeah, he's not super impressed. And I guess it makes sense, considering the whole reason that he became a big bad was to be with his cat girl. So to have that taken away, like the whole reason why he became a big bad, it's like, wow, that what a punch to the gut, you know? Like, wow. But yeah, yeah, the respawn versions with like the limited lifetimes are the ones that can be together. But you know, him becoming a big bad so that they could like essentially eternally live without having to worry about like dying in dire circumstances like this. That's what's taken away from him. Darth Vader moment. If it turns into a large-scale battle, there's sure to be many casualties, but reality is those can't be avoided. We medics have a duty to keep battling through the whole until the whole of reality is played out, so be careful out there. It's like Darth Vader with like the dark kind of path there, joining the dark side to be with the one that you care about. Thank you, Alessandra. I hope you remember to take care of yourself too. So the Kingdom Hearts thing that they like pulled in the plot is, since each of the characters in this story have like the lifespan of 10 years if they're born from those pods, is the thing. One of the ways that the plot created urgency was by having like Mio be like at the end of her lifetime. So like her life was basically ticking to a close throughout the events of the game. And each of the consoles in this game has like a special power of some sort, and Console M, the bad Mio, essentially got the power of being able to manipulate consciousnesses in a way. Be able to control others like puppets and basically manipulate consciousness however she wanted. Like, she can speak to people in their heads if she wanted to, while time's like essentially frozen while doing that. She can like take control of consciousnesses, hijack them, basically screw around however she wanted there. And the reason the writers gave her that power was because like bad Mio there wasn't really bad. She was roped into this world where she was basically like, you know, immortal essentially, and living with like Noah forever, when that's really not what she wanted to do as like a big bad. She was like, yeah, that's really not what I want. So she talks to like Mio in her head being like, yeah, can we just like switcheroo? That way I can like vanish and die, and maybe that'll like wake him up from like his craziness, and you can like live on instead of having your life cut short. And Mio's like, okay. So they freaking do the Kingdom Hearts switcheroo essentially. I've never actually played Kingdom Hearts. I don't know if there's anything like that in Kingdom Hearts. I've just had people tell me that that sounds like something Kingdom Hearts would do. So you could say that Mio's physical body died, but her consciousness is still alive within the body of like the evil but not Mio essentially, and that's why she has like long hair now. is the case. So that's like the weirdness that this plot pulled. So I guess you could say that like each of the other characters still have their time limit of like a year or two left, but that Mio's like a-okay, and I don't think that this body dies because it's like a console Mobius bad guy body or something like that. I don't know how the freaking rules work. Things got busy again. Maybe I'll take a little break or something once we've ridden out the storm. Well, I mean, break or not, I'll be busting my gut out here. If I don't Makoto, sure as Spark will bust it for me. Hang in there, gal. We're gonna figure this all out. Just wait, gal. Oh, okay. Well, I gave a completely wrong voice. Whatever. But yeah. So freaking bad Noah. He was all hyped. He was like, yeah, my other me watches like your freaking cat girl dies, and then, you know, he was like, aha, that happened to you, but I still get to be happy and stuff. And then it was like, joke's on you, pranked. Look, there's the cameras. The other Noah's freaking Mio is just fine. It's yours that got deleted. And then he freaking lost it. And now the last time we saw him in the plot, he was all espresso depresso. And I assume that he's going to be like really, really pissed off the next time we see him. Busy period approaching. Makoto feel it in feathers and Makoko feel it in feathers and fluff. Now, good time to stock up on snooze and tasty treats. Maybe ask Brunella for massage and general fluffing up. And meh, so many pleasures come to mind of Makoko. Desire to work boil away to nothing. So, yeah, this game does some weird things in its plot, but it wouldn't be a Xenoblade game if it didn't, honestly. But yeah, let's see here. Wait, so if we take this to a meta level, is every deleted save file a failed attempt by the heroes? Oh, like an adventure that was failed and then they like respawn and try again, essentially? Like the meta level of Dark Souls where every deleted save file is your character going hollow. It could well be. I guess that could be how you interpret it. Like if you delete your save file or all the players who give up, or like the heroes who lost along the way, you could say. Would be an interesting way of looking at it there. But yeah, so apparently the heroes like fought against the bad guys for a long time, and eventually Noah was just like, yeah, I'm just joining the bad guys to be with the kitty. And then he lost his kitty and now he's pissed off. Is the thing. And other Noah who respawned here is like trying to stop him. So how much bonus experience do I have? I'm just curious. I don't actually want to use it. I'm just curious. It's a 73, okay. Just curious there. So we can probably get like a few Colony 4 quests here now, right? Yeah, like unsent husks. Let's see here. Something bothering you, Noah? Your brow is awfully furrowed. Huh? Oh, sorry. I didn't realize I was making a face. Is there something on your mind? Yeah, it's nothing too important, though. Oh, really? Sure you're not remembering something about the husks? Oh, yeah, that has to be it. Am I really that easy to read? We've known each other for so long. Of course we can read your mind by now. What, like Console M? You're talking about the husks that were left near that Spring Breeze funnel place? It will be dangerous to send them off. They're right inside monster territory. Is it really bothering you that much? To be honest, I don't think I can let it go. At the same time, though, it feels wrong to put everyone in danger just because I'm feeling uneasy. Holding back like that isn't like you. We'd rather you just ask us straight up. But anyway, not like anyone here would object to sending off the husks. Of course not. I've been in favor of it from the start. Right, and we'll have to give them a proper send-off. Well, Mio, you're the officers here. You should make the judgment call. I'm sorry, everyone. Scratch that. Thank you for going along with me on this. Alright, yes, let's do Melody of Morning. I don't know how many of these are actually necessary for recruiting the final party member. I'm just gonna do like all the quests that I can around Colony 4 here. Peaceful Life. Where was I gathering info on this even? I don't think it was about like Colony 4, was it?
It's best we talk this through.
Yeah, let's see. Say, you know those Aspa things? They really make my skin crawl. Oh, I know. I heard you were retching last time we fought him. I saw him in Aegis Wilderness. I was like, well, here goes breakfast. What's that stuff they vom up? Because to me, it looked just like... Stop. Not a word more, I beg you. Alright, 105% creeped out. Okay, turning it around then, what's a monster you like? Well, duh, Pepito's clearly. The fluffy fur just gives me life. I'll hear no objections on this. How about you, Senna-love? Paris's. Beg pardon. Paris's. They're just cool, okay? And they have those massive triceps. I don't wish I was one, honestly. I see. I suppose there's no accounting for taste in it. Well, All right, let's go ahead and
Let's
hurting
consider what
monsters.
we know.
So, just as we finish off solving the resources problem, a pack of monsters shows up. They said they'd deal with it, but we should help, right? How long are we supposed to hold their hands? Have you forgotten what we're actually meant to be doing? I just imagine, like, Riku whispering into his ears sometimes. That one scene earlier, when we were doing that, like, side story Mio that was required for the main story, when we're having, like, the flute battle against Miyabi, and, like, Console Y, like, whispers into her ear, and it, like, strengthens her evil resolve and stuff. For whatever reason, like, while I've been driving around today, well, I haven't been driving around today, but, like, the past few days, when I've been driving from point A to point B, I couldn't help but, like, think of that scene, and imagining him whispering, like, all kinds of things during that scene. Like, either things like, it's free real estate, or the one that I can't get out of my head recently is him whispering, I fucked up the cobblestone generator. And I don't know why, but I couldn't stop thinking that. And I've never really made, like, YouTube poops or anything like that before. But part of me is, like, slightly tempted just to freaking do that, because I couldn't get it out of my mind. So he whispers, I fucked up the cobblestone generator, and it, like, strengthens her evil resolve in, like, the flute battle against us. But yeah, I don't know if I read that line from Tyon at this point. What? No, of course not. Anyway, seeing Riku there as if he was gonna whisper just reminded me of that. Only 4 problems are for Colony 4 to solve. Ethel said as much. We're outsiders. The more we meddle, the more they'll be on guard against us. Do you think that what we've been doing is just meddling? Meddling, not meddling. Who cares as long as we're helping? The actions you believe to be correct don't always lead to good outcomes. I think I remember Ethel saying that. Yes, but think about it. Doesn't it mean that if you don't take the action in the first place, you can't know if it's good or bad? No. Mio, she's right, is what she is. Sitting here wringing our hands won't do anything. Colony 4 her gang are going to be at the Barren Knoll, right? That ain't far. We can at least, look in on them. Make sure they're handling themselves. I agree with Uni. Tyon? No objections. It's a logical conclusion following what I originally said. Good. We'll do everything we'll do something anyway. Alright, neat. Charity and hypocrisy. I was recently, like, accused of major hypocrisy in one of my Pokemon video essays in a way that made no sense. And someone who was, like, really, really heated against me about it. Anyway, but yeah, I find it really funny as well in my head. I'm very tempted to do it. Like, and I don't know why it popped into my head, considering I don't think that there's, like, any popular, like, meme audio clip of, like, any particular influencer saying I fucked up the cobblestone generator. I think it's just one of those, like, things that you meme caption as, like, a funny thing as a reference to Skyblock there. But it's still, like, it still cracks me up. And yeah, it feels very much like MonolithSoft did gear the story this way for a few reasons. Guzma was actually bringing up some very interesting points semi-recently about, like, the approach of the various Xenoblade Chronicles games. Guzma was making the argument that Xenoblade Chronicles 1 focuses on the future, what with, Shulk having visions about the future, and the whole plot of the game being about, like, who has the right to change the future with these, like, visions that let you change, like, what's, coming up and stuff. Like, whose right is it to change the future? Xenoblade Chronicles 2 was about the past, with so much of the past basing the character's actions, and the DLC side story that got later being, like, completely focused in the past, that, like, geared up for the present, and it kind of talked about, like, how much should the past have an influence in the actions you take today, which was really interesting. And then Xenoblade Chronicles 3, which wraps up the trilogy, is focused on the present, being stuck in this world that's, like, stuck in a perpetual, like, now, with, like, the same lives being recycled and redone over and over again, never changing in, like, any way, being stuck in, like, the same loop forever, as our main big bad described it, the endless now, basically keeping everything in, like, a perpetual state of unchanging. So, seeing, like, being able to see this plot develop, it very much seems like Guzma was on to something about the theming of this trilogy of games, and I find that very, very fascinating, I find that super interesting. Look at sick flute playing skills. So the difference between, like, the good Noah And the bad Noah is like, this good Noah was the one that said that he was going to see it through to the end, even if he's alone, like even if he loses Mio, he's willing to see it through to the end. So he's willing to make a brighter future, even if the present changes. Whereas the bad Noah wasn't willing to have the present change, and he was willing to become a bad to like continue, you know, enjoying the present essentially, you know? I think that's really interesting. There's a very interesting contrast there. I would very much like to do a video essay on this game one day. I might have like a decent few criticisms about it as well, because I feel like there's a lot of like plot points and similarities to the other Xenoblade games that the other Xenoblade games do a little bit better. I do appreciate this game doing something different with, but I feel like we're able to set a little bit of a better tone with like the other games. So I would very much like to do a full dedicated video essay that's, you know, one of those ones that has like all my thoughts on it at some point on this game, that I'm sure would have like a decent few criticisms like that, but also like a lot of praise and a lot of, you know, crazy stuff like that where it's like, whoa, that's really cool, you know? With that, I think our job is done. What say you, Noah? Yes, I think so too. Thank you all for helping me with this. It should bring a little peace to those who fell part way. Yeah, I really hope it does.